Guys, I'm waiting for others to join. It's only two of you as of now. So as soon as others are joining, we'll start for on today's topic. Meanwhile, do you have any questions on load balancer, which we discussed yesterday? Yesterday, day before yesterday, even in previous session. Any questions? I hope you can hear me and see my screen.
Yes, I'm able to hear you and see your screen.
Yes, any questions?
Yes, yes.
Sarmitra, do you have any questions? Srishti?
Nothing so far, but
No,
I'm yet to practice. तो मैं करके फिर पूछता हूँ.
Okay, what about you, Srishti? Are you practicing?
same. Yeah, I'm going to practice it from tomorrow.
Okay. Any other question other than this? I think we discussed your profile also, right, Srishti? We already discussed your
Yeah,
profile.
we
So,
did.
so do
Yeah.
you have any questions related to that? Have you started your preparation based on
Yeah, I
the
have started interview preparation.
okay. So any questions? Do you have any doubt? Do you have?
No, not yet. But regarding the questions, like when I see the interview questions, so they ask, the jargons they use. So I'm not
Hmm.
familiar with those yet. So I'm
As in,
trying to. So when like we know the question answers, but the
hmm.
way the interview question
Did
is
you give
put,
the
so
interviews? Did you give
no,
any
no, I
interview?
didn't.
Then which
No,
jargons are you
uh,
talking about? Based on these questions, are you talking about the one which we have?
no. Uh, I googled some questions also, and which
Okay, okay.
Kumail also sent in the group. I discussed that with Amit also. So
These
they
are the
were like,
questions, right? These are the questions which we
yeah,
are discussing here. So, which jargon did you not under? Did you go through all of these questions in
no, I
this
didn't
one
go
note? See the one note
one.
which
No,
I have
I didn't
shared
go.
with you guys.
I didn't check the OneNote for the interview. Like
Okay. So
I'm giving
even
the
the
basic
questions
one.
which Komail has shared, those are here, and all other questions I have segregated them with company's name. Accenture questions, HCL, Hexaware, and this is not some inside leak or nothing like that. It is just the questions which we have gathered based on our experience. Like if someone has given the interview, whatever questions they remember, they will share it with us. I've just gathered it. Okay, so this is not nothing inside or something. Uh, so these are the questions we have for Accenture, HCL, Hexaware. This one, Ethereum, Capita, Sybase, Tieto, uh, these questions, and I guess we have for T systems also. I'll get that added here. Okay, so these many questions I have here in this notepad, this section called question bank. Go through this. Forget the answer. Okay, don't worry about the answers. Just go through the questions. आराम से एकदम relaxedly read them. Whatever you don't understand, forget the Google. Okay, what you're getting on Google, leave it for a minute. These are the real-time questions. This is not something I have created, we have created. These questions were asked to previous batch, this batch. Kumail has shared some, Arbaz has shared few, uh, and many of them have shared. So वहाँ से data आया. So make sure that you go through all these questions, and whatever jargon you do not understand, make a list of it and then share it. We'll work on that. For example, can you see
Okay.
anything here on this one if you quickly have a glance on this screen? Or maybe let's say let's go through this screen, or let me get you more suitable, I guess. This one, it's a small section. Any jargon which you do not understand, just an example. We are not going to that direction today. I mean, I'm just waiting for others to join. I want to cover VMSS topic today, but I'm hoping few more to join so I can continue with that. Meanwhile, go through this and let me know if there is
Yeah,
any
I'm going
jargon.
through it.
Yeah, yeah. It's not only for Srishti. Amit, Samitra, feel free to let me know if you guys see any jargon which you are not getting it or
Yeah,
which you're not
so
understanding.
there was a question. एक क्वेश्चन मैंने पढ़ा था जिसमें शायद लोड बैलेंसिंग के बारे में पूछा था और कुछ तो भी एक सिनेरियो देके तो उसमें एक काउंटर क्वेश्चन फिर से ये पूछा गया था कि हम फ्रंट डोर इसकी जगह क्यों नहीं यूज कर सकते तो
Yes, that.
उसमें वैसे सिचुएशन में कैसे अप्लाई करना है
Your
इसे
answer is already there. I told you this is the Bible for your uh, load balancer
ओके
question के लिए आपका ये जो table है ना, let her read first and then I'll switch the OneNote. Sister, are you getting anything out of this? Any jargon which
No.
is not familiar?
So here the questions are really very simple, like very direct. So
So
like
don't
Amit
worry. So
said,
these are the questions you will get. These are the questions you are going to get. Google पे थोड़ा सा difficult होता है. These are real time questions. जो हमारी batch से लोग गए जिनको पूछा है. These are the questions. इसी तरह से पूछे जाएंगे. So don't
and
worry
one
about it.
more
अगर
thing.
Google पे कोई बहुत complex question दिख रहा है, so don't worry about it. Yes.
Yeah. When we like see the JDs, like I was going through some JDs, so they also ask like for
It's okay. It's okay. Ignore that.
PowerShell,
I get it. I
Terraform.
get it. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. I mean, keep interrupting
Yeah,
you
no
guys
problem.
because we have less time, and yesterday I had to go through 3 sessions, and then I know you guys won't be focusing. किसी को जाना होता है, ये सब होता है. Hence, I'm just keep interrupting you guys. Sorry for that. I just want to
Yeah,
quick
no problem.
cover the portion quickly. So yes, I got your question. डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. जेडी में जो है बहुत कुछ पूछा होता है एज इफ दे आर हायरिंग फॉर नासा. यू डोंट नीड टू नो एवरीथिंग. JD is not the benchmark. What is your benchmark where you will be evaluated? I'll tell you. So if you write something in your resume that you know task A, you know task B, and you know task C, you should be well versed with that. So make sure that you write your resume very carefully, and whatever you have written in your resume, go through each line very in a descriptive manner, in very detailed manner. That okay, if I have mentioned this, this means this. इस तरह का काम आता था. This is what we used to do. And rest of the things which are in JD, you can simply say, I don't know this. I know basics of this. I can learn this. That's fine. They won't hold you responsible for their JD. But something which you have written proactively, that for 5 years I have been working on load balancer, and then you say I don't know anything about load balancer, then that is a problem. That is a block or a hurdle. If they're asking for some Kubernetes and you say, no, I have not worked on Kubernetes. I know about it. I know basics. I have not worked on it. If it is the requirement of the project, maybe I'll learn it. That's you can simply say that. Don't worry. All these things we will discuss when we will discuss when it comes to the interview sessions. Before that, I want to cover a few topics with you guys. Now, see, we are here at load balancer. Okay, we are done with subscription in this one. We are done with Active Directory. Please start revising, guys. Okay, we are done with compute. We are done with network. We are done with storage. Here we are at load balancer. We are maybe in next session next weekend I'll finish load balancer. Okay, then we'll start with migration, and after migration we are done. Automation and DevOps, very basic, I'll teach you guys. But again, you can simply deny that I do not work with automation, I do not work with DevOps. It's okay. ट्रस्ट मी. बेसिक चीज जब काम करने के लिए जाते हो ना, तो व्हाट वी आर डिस्कसिंग और व्हाट वी आर लर्निंग, इसमें से 30% का ही आपको काम मिलने वाला है, ओनली 30%. बट इंटरव्यू पूरा 100% पे होगा, सो वी आर लर्निंग 100%. उसके आगे आप लोगों को पता चल जाएगा व्हाट यू हैव टू लर्न, मे बी उस पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट का या उस पर्टिकुलर कंपनी का. टेराफॉर्म पे बहुत ज्यादा फोकस है, सो यू लर्न टेराफॉर्म. मे बी किसी का एंसिबल पे है, यू लर्न दैट, यू डू दैट लेटर. टू गेट टू गेट अ जॉब, you guys will have to focus on this portion. Okay, so we are almost done with all of these. Make sure you revise. Once we are done with this load balancer, we'll go ahead with the migration topic. Once we are done with migration topic, uh, once it is done, once the migration is done, then we will do we'll start the interview preparation. And all these questions, Srishti, the jargons are not relatable, or they're not familiar, or JD में इतना सारा पूछा है, how do I tackle? All these we will cover in interview sessions. Okay.
Okay, so
Coming back to Amit, your question, I'm still waiting for others to join. I doubt that others are joining today. Uh, Not sure if to skip or to cover today's class. We'll decide that. Maybe we'll wait for 2-3 minutes more. Virtual machine scale set, that is the topic I want to cover today. So let's wait for 2 minutes. Yes, coming back to your question, Amit, one of the interview question was load balancer, and then they asked why to use load balancer and why not to application gateway or traffic manager, right? If I understood your question correctly.
yes it is front door वगैरह ऐसा.
Andor, right? So I told you this is the Bible for your load balancer question. If you have this in front of you, you can say it. Why load balancer and why not front gate? Because front gate, the routing method of front gate is latency, priority, weightage, session affinity. And the application which I am assuming, because interview is all about assumption, right? So the interview, the application which I had in my mind that did not require the security, affinity, and latency and priority, these features. Hence, I suggested load balancer. If the nature of the application demands these features, we'll do this. The nature of the application which I am keeping in my mind while answering, it runs on HTTP, not on HTTPS. So why should I go? Why would I go for front door? You can also talk about price. If you have it in front of you, say it is charged based on outbound and inbound data transfer. and this is charged based on rules, number of rules which you create. See, so if I create only 2 rules, I'll be charged only for 2 rules. Okay, the data processed on those 2 rules. Here I'll be charged on the complete transfer. Whatever incoming request I get, I'll be charged on that. You don't have to go in detail, but you can mention something here. Here I have only standard and premium. I do not have any such thing called basic. But when I go to load balancer, I have basic also. And what is the difference between basic and standard? Basic is completely free. For standard, you have to pay. Basic is free, completely free. I don't have that. So the application which I was considering while answering this, it was a very, very basic application. Hence, I suggested load balancer. This is how you can tweak your answer. And if you say, okay, if the nature of application demands that it has to has standard or premium, or it works on HTTPS, then we'll go with front door. So ultimately, you should know the differences between these. If you know the difference, you will be able to create your answer even if you don't remember it. Is it clear? See the major difference: non-HTTP, HTTPS. Endpoints, you can read about this. So this completely depends on the application's nature. One more thing, the diagram which we created yesterday. Let me open the paint again. One thing wanted to share with you. So yesterday we discussed, I'm just not writing all details because I'm sure you guys remember it. This is front end, let's say, back end. This is our database, okay? And users are coming from here. So here I can have load balancer. We discussed that here we can have load balancer. So all requests are coming to this load balancer. Here I have a public IP. Okay, this is clear. And behind this, from here to here, we discussed load balancer again. Okay, from here to here and here to here. Let's say this time we're talking about from database to from backend servers to database. From backend to database. So now my question is, can I have load balancer here and traffic manager here and application gateway here, or any combination? What do you think? Is it possible? Yes, guys. I hope you got the question. My question is, from users to front-end servers, I want to have load balancer. From front-end to back-end, as a load balancing, I don't want load balancer. I want traffic manager. From back-end to database, I don't want load balancer. I don't want traffic manager. I want application gateway. So the question is it technically possible? We missed on this yesterday.
Technically
Like you said that,
possible.
Sorry, you are saying something,
like
Srishti? Nita, who was that?
yeah, like you said that it depends on the nature of the application. So like if the application is adjustable to traffic manager and application gateway being in the middle tier or in the database tier, so I think it will be possible.
Yes, guys, it is possible, and this is very common practice. You will see it. कि पब्लिक केस में तो एप्लीकेशन गेटवे लगा रखा है और बैकएंड में एक में लोड बैलेंसर, किसी में ट्रैफिक मैनेजर. सो यू कैन डू इट. You will see this approach also. It's not feasible for me to show all approaches and all practicals. You guys can try at your and whenever you get time. You may see this also, that this is your front end. Okay, forget the backend and everything. Let's say this is these are your servers. So one load balancer here, one load balancer here, and one load balancer connecting to these two. If you're not understanding, I can pick up video just to make sure. This type of which IP will we have here? This is public facing, so we'll have PIP. Here we can have private. Here we can have private. And इस यहाँ से फिर distribution होता रहेगा. So this also you can see that there is one load balancer. Behind the load balancer, there are two load balancers, and behind load balancers, there are more machines. This one you can see. So this is very common. You can see load balancer, you can see traffic manager, you can see all these details. Is it clear to everyone?
Ismail, do we have limits on how many backends we can have on a particular load balancer?
We have
Performance?
limit. Yes, we do have limit. I think it was 100 and 1000. No, not 100, sorry, 1000. 0 to 1000. But then again, it varies from SKUs. Standard to basics में I think 100 है और standard में 1000 है. But yes, there is a limit. Definitely there is a limit. Let's see if we have it here written somewhere.
Yeah, there is 1500 in
Up to
standard and
1000
100 in
instances. 1500, I'm sorry, where did you read that figure? It could be outdated. I created it long back. So guys, one more thing, good you brought this up. For numbers and everything, whenever you answer, please make sure that you, after every answer, or at least you let them know that this is an approximate, I remember, but every time if I have to quote something to client, I will check Microsoft's website for the updated data. So here, if you see backend pool endpoints, in basic SKU, we have 100 instances. In standard, we have 1000. This could be old data. Srishti, where did you say 1500?
in your videos only.
Not sure. Okay, but every time you should remember that there is a limit, and there are differences between basic and standard for sure, no doubt. What are the exact numbers? We always refer to Microsoft's website for the latest data. Let's see if we can find it here. And always see this one, K21 Academy, GitHub, all these are third-party source. Try to search something, I mean, if it is for client, try to search something which is directly a Microsoft link or Microsoft article or Microsoft document. This is Microsoft. See, resource group limit, everything. See, even resource group has limit. Subscription has also limit. You don't need to remember all this. You don't have to remember anything out of this. But you should know the approach. Okay, there is a limit, and how to check that, where to check that. You should know that. Here somewhere maybe we'll find for load balancer also. Let's see. Okay, but this is the approach. It's okay even if we are not getting it. Now see, 107 search results are there, so I'm not going to check all of them. But this is the way you can find. In an interview, you don't have to find, you just have to tell them the approach. Okay, I remember, I know the basic and standard, they have different limits. To check limits, I will always refer the Microsoft side. See, the Kubernetes limit is given. So you will find the limits for everything, limit will be there and you will find it. You just need to know how to say it. Let's see if we find it. If not, meanwhile, we can stick to 100 and 1000. For basic, it is 100. For standard, it is 1000. To update your knowledge, you guys can go ahead and check it once. And if the number is changed, please let me know also. I'll update the document. Clear? This concept is clear, guys? That you can have multiple load balancer and multiple variety of load balancer. It is not always load balancer. It could be traffic manager and load balancer, application gateway and traffic manager. It could be any combination, and that is nothing new. Very common practice. You will see many applications where they will be using front door or application gateway at the front, and at the back end they will be using traffic manager. So it's normal basic thing. Okay. So let's discuss the virtual machine scale set. Though we have many people missing, but still we'll cover that. Okay. Now we were talking about load balancer. We have covered the load balancer here. There's one more variety of load balancer. Now what we have been doing in load balancer here, I am creating 3 machines. Okay, and guys, I told you on day one itself that on load balancer we are exploring all the options. So whatever comes under load balancer, I'll cover that. Hence, I'm showing you all options. But for application gateway, traffic manager, and front door, try to do it. If you are able to do it, we won't even discuss them in class. If you are not able to do it, if you are stuck somewhere, I will show it to you one practical for each, but we are not going to discuss this in detail. Like we are discussing load balancer, we won't be discussing. It's similar. I'm trying to teach you guys an approach, right? Similar approach you have to apply here. So in this week, please try to practice on load balancer, app gateway, traffic manager, and front door. If you want to, I can share the link of steps how you can configure application gateway. The GitHub labs are there. I can share those with you. Okay, that I can do. And still, if you don't understand, then we'll do this in class. I will do the practical for application gateway, traffic manager, and front door, both of them. But we are still with load balancer, because for load balancer, we are doing end to end. Okay, so load balancer, what we have been doing now, looking at this video diagram, what we have been doing, we have a load balancer here, and then we have individual machines, right? We have individual machines, which we are adding already. Now tell me that I have added 3 virtual machines here. It's a website or something, maybe an online food order, or I'm selling some clothes or anything. Okay, and I know that I get 1,000 or 10,000 numbers in a day. 3 virtual machines are good enough for this. This is what my business requirement, my business what you say strategy, or whatever calculation I have done based on that. This is what I have created. Okay, I created an advertisement or something, or someone is using my product and it went viral on social media, and now suddenly from 1,000 to 10,000, suddenly 1 lakh or 2 lakh users are hitting my website to order something, or just to say see something, maybe just to access my website. Even if there is a load balancer, okay, even if there is a load balancer and there are 3 machines, do you think my application will survive? Because my forecasting was 1,000 users and I know a limit of 1 machine. These numbers are just vague, guys. Okay, there's no such thing कि एक machine का limit इतना होता है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. That depends on machine size and everything and application. This is just for your understanding. So let's say that my forecasting, future forecasting, is 1,000 users per day. According to this number, what I have done, I've created a load balancer based on 3 computers. So 300 numbers this computer can handle, 300 this computer can handle, 300 this computer can handle. Okay. And so I know all thousands are not at a time, so maybe 800 वगैरह at a time होते हैं. So it's okay. I mean, this is sufficient for me. Or maybe this computer is capable enough to handle 500. So 500, 500, 500. I'm just keeping one extra. This is what my approach is. Now the question is, something goes wrong or something goes very well, and then I have suddenly I have, instead of 1,000, I have 1 lakh users. Even if a load balancer is there, do you think this application will survive?
No.
What can you do then immediately? Okay, it is not working. What can you do immediately to save your application?
We can add more VMs.
Sorry, was it Samitra or Amit? Can't hear you. You're breaking.
No, Hussein.
Hussein, where you're breaking. Voice is breaking. Anyone, what comes to your mind? Forget the technical thing, anything, what comes to your mind? If this happens, what do you think should be the next process?
So also virtual machine scale set, so it will increase as per the load.
Right, other than virtual machine skill set, yes, we are coming to that.
Okay, then
if let's
increasing
say
the
you did
number
not,
of machine.
how would you do that?
But
Will
deploying
you
more,
create and add it to backend pool? Is that you're suggesting?
yes, that will be the closest
But that will take more time. Anything
time.
else? Yes, guys, anyone?
Increase the bandwidth of each virtual machine.
Bandwidth as in? Yeah, please explain. Maybe you're correct. What do you mean exactly by bandwidth?
Like processing power, RAM and all.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
yes.
Like if they are
Configuration or
taking,
specification.
yes.
Perfect. Yes, that is also a correct answer. What else? Anything else comes to your mind? Okay, this is enough. Fine. But yes, both are correct options. Either you can increase the machine, what Amit says, right? Or what you say, Srishti, that you can increase the specifications of the machine or the configuration. Exactly, these are the 2 points on which we are working. But doing this manually, it's not a feasible thing. Okay, if I create a machine now, I start creating a machine and copying data, it will take an hour or so. और तब तक जो ट्रैफिक हिट हो रहा था वैसे ही चला जाएगा. एंड इफ आई ट्राई इंक्रीजिंग रैम हियर एंड प्रोसेसिंग पावर, आई हैव टू रीबूट द सर्वर. तो जो 500 लोग उस पर ऑलरेडी कनेक्टेड थे उनका सेशन वैसे ही चला जाएगा. Solutions are perfect, but let's how to do them. That is our virtual machine skill set. Exactly, this is the exact thing which we'll be doing. There are two ways. Either one is increase the specification of your server. Another one is increase your server strength, increase your number of servers. So let me show it to you, the skill set. We have discussed virtual machine skill set once, but now we are doing this. I told you, right? We discussed this, but in isolation, this is useless for me. So now we are studying this with load balancers combination. Otherwise, we have discussed a virtual machine skill set already. Okay. So when I talk about virtual machine scale set, what is a virtual machine scale set? Who can explain? I mean, I've already given you the answer. Just who can give it to me back as an answer properly? I explained it in bits and pieces. What is a virtual machine scale set?
Just an example, if we have got more requests on an application, so we couldn't handle.
Sorry, Hussein, is that you? At least I can't hear you. I'm not sure about others. I think there's some issue with the network at your end, or it maybe at my end, if others are able to hear. Others, can you hear me properly?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, can one of you guys understand one thing? I know that you know virtual machine skill set, but in an interview, you have to answer. Jargons should be there, as a statement, a sentence should be there. So don't take the theory part lightly. Even if you understand the practical, you should, you should be able to explain it. So who can answer what is a virtual machine skill set?
So virtual machine scale set is nothing but we can create sets of machine in which we can specify as per the load how many machines you want to increase. And there are different like scale out and scale in feature.
What is scale out, scale in?
Oh, scale out means increasing the number of instances. Scale in is reducing it. I think scale up or down is one of the thing in which we can increase the size of a machine as per the requirement. But that's not part of virtual machine skill set. I think so. I may be wrong.
Okay. Anyone else who wants to try? Very frequently asked questions may say virtual machine skill set, and they won't even say virtual machine skill set. VMSS. They will ask. Yes, Samitra, would you like to try? Srishti, Nida? What is virtual machine skill set? Guys, you have the document in front of you and still you're not answering the interview answer I'm looking for. I got it. See, the way you explained, Amit, that you will increase number of machine, and the way you explained, Srishti, that you will increase the specification. Exactly, that is what the what skill set is. But that is not an interview answer. You can Google it if you want, but give me an answer. What is virtual machine skill set? I'm stretching a bit on theory part today because we have a practical only for virtual machine skill set, and I'm sure we'll be able to complete it in next session, as in the next 40 minute solar session.
So
Technical is
maybe like number of instances can automatically increase and decrease on the demand.
No, see, let's say this is an interview, okay, Srishti? Let me now hide this. I've given enough time to you guys here. Let me hide this. Okay. Now let's say that this is an interview. Okay, I asked 2-3 questions. We are done, and now the next question I'm asking. Okay, Srishti, so I see that you have been working since 4 years, and I see it's written in your resume that you have worked on VMSS. So could you explain it to me? What is VMSS? Please share the details with me, whatever you know about VMSS.
The VMSS allows you to deploy and manage a set of auto-scaling virtual machines. I mean, I'm reading.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm listening. Are you done, Srishti, with your answer already?
Yeah.
Amit, would you like to? No, Amit already tried. Samitra, you there? Or Nida, would you like to try? One of you? I'm looking for an interview answer. What is VMSS? Yeah, no problem, Samitra. Nida, you there? Okay, guys, fine. We'll do the practical, guys, but understand theory is not something which you can ignore. In your interview, they are not going to give you a portal in a computer that create a virtual machine skill set for me. No, that is not going to happen. You will have to answer in theory. Theory part should be very strong. What for a virtual machine explanation? Let me what? Yeah, Hussein, please try. No need to ask. You can simply try.
So, like in our organization, there was a critical website that we have made for a client. So it was an online website, okay, wherein the peak business was somewhere around December to January, okay. So at that time, the number of requests were increasing. So we had an option of virtual machine skill set. So automatically, it was adding up virtual machines just to balance the request, okay. And once the sale was decreased, so automatically it used to reduce down the number of machines looking at the traffic.
Okay.
Mainly.
Yes, but before this, Hussein, just add the definition of you gave the scenario. My question is still remains that what is VMSS? None of you gave me a full form at least. Srishti, you also did not share the full form. Answer is right. I know that. You know that. Interviewer cannot fit a camera in your head and fetch it out. And trust me on this, most of the time, interviewer, he or she also knows. They know that you know the answer. But it is they are also compelled, right, that they want to hear it out. Sometimes calls are recorded, the videos are recorded, they want to mention it, a panel is hearing. So interviewer cannot do that. Okay, I think he or she knows it. They cannot do it. They want to hear it out. So whenever it comes to, it's not only VMSS. As of now, we are taking VMSS as an example. but be it VNSS or VMSS, be it VNet, subnet, anything, the very basic thing you will do is give a full form. If they have not shared the full form, you give a full form. VNet, it's a virtual network. It is one of the services of Azure. VMSS, it's virtual machine scale set. It is one of the services of Azure. What kind of service it is? VMSS, it is infrastructure as a service, PaaS as a service, platform as a service. What is it? Who can tell me? Sorry?
Infrastructure.
Yes,
as a
it is an
service.
infrastructure service because we are using servers there. Okay, so VMSS is virtual machine scale set. It is one of the services from Azure. It is an infrastructure as a service. 3 lines आपने cover कर लिए. Now give a definition about it. What does it do? Why do we use it? So VMSS allows us, or VMSS gives us opportunity or maybe feasibility to increase the number of servers or the capacity of our servers whenever required. We can do it based on performance based, or we can do it performance based, or we can do it with a timely manner or maybe with a schedule. So this is how you can explain. इसमें आपने scale up and scale out दोनों बता दिया. Okay, scale up and down जो है Amit, don't get confused. I will explain this on this one also. MS Paint also. Let me pick it up here. I'm just waiting. So in next session, we'll start the practical. Meanwhile, let me explain it to you, the theory part. So this is our, these are two types. One is scale up and scale out. When I say scale up, with the name itself, it says it's a vertical, this one, vertical growth, or then this is horizontal. Sometimes they can ask you that what is a vertical scale set and what is vertical and what is horizontal. So looking at this picture, you will get your answer. Look at this for a minute. Let me know if you have any questions. Here it is. And definition is also here. See, it is there on your screen. Scale out. Coming back to here, vertical growth and horizontal growth. This is about to finish, guys. If this finishes, we'll rejoin the same link without any break. Okay. So this is horizontal growth. What do you mean by horizontal growth? That number of servers are going to increase. This is horizontal growth. And this is vertical growth. Here, what is happening? Your server is growing, not number of servers. Here, the server size is same. Numbers are increasing. I had 1, it will become 2, it will become 3, 4, and 5. Here, I have only one server with 4 GB. It will become 8 GB. It will become 2 GB. So this is scale up. This is scale out. And Amit, scale up and down, which you're talking about, it's the same concept which applies here. It's only ये जब कम हो जाता तो इसको scale down